staying within the budget was very difficult for me when we first got married. And not to mention, we didn't have money. We didn't have any money. We still don't have any money, but at least...
We have enough money now where we don't have to...
sweat over 2 pennies.
Sweat and zero out our bank account every week.
Yes. Anyway.
Which before I was working up to 60 hours a week, and I would bring it $1,300 home in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It was not good, and I was never home. I was working 12 and 16-hour days constantly.
Regardless.
And I would not have a day off.
So, one thing that really helped was meal, and I know a lot of people use this term very liberally, but meal planning and preparing and how to stretch things. So, first of all, find ways to hack when the recipe calls for meat. Use vegetables to substitute for part of meat, because...
We're not saying vegan. You need to have meat in your meals.
No. Not vegan, not vegetarian. But you can substitute up to half of the meat portion with vegetables, because it makes it go farther. Meat is way more expensive than fresh produce. So first of all, find a good place to get produce where you can get it cheaply and you can get it, a lot at once.
Look for Walmart sales. If you go at like the end of the day or the beginning of the day, they're going to have 99% off these little bags of fruit that are fixing to go bad. And they're great. Chop them up, throw them in the freezer.
Yeah, like for our area, middle of the week, like Wednesdays and Thursdays, those are the days that the grocery stores go through and pick all the produce that's going bad, and they put them in half-price bags. So if I go to the store on a Wednesday or Thursday, I can usually bring home, tomatoes, onions, squash, and zucchini.
They are fixing to go bad, but...
Yeah, but you bring them home and you freeze them, or you chop them up and you make, something fresh with them. Anyway, so that is a tip. Find produce that is, half price or reduced or
also
whatever.
Know what's in season.
Are you gonna let me do my how-to, or are you gonna do my how-to?
I'll go.
I don't know nothing about your how-to, so you can go away. So hacking your food with veggies and the meat, that's a good one. Another one is buy a lot of meat at once. Like, I try to buy either 1 pack of meat every week, or I buy a month's worth of meat with one grocery budget, and that way I don't have to buy meat the rest of the month, because I can just put it in the freezer and then just pull it out. Also,
don't be afraid of those big chuck roasts.
Yeah, I'll buy 4 or 5 pound chuck roast. I'll buy 5 pounds of ground beef all at once, and I'll bring it home and I'll divide it into the portions that we need, and then I'll cook it. Or I might do more than what we need and then cook it and divide it again, so that I can use already cooked meat for tacos or spaghetti or whatever I'm going to use it for.
The freezer is your best friend.
Yeah, really, freezer is your best friend. Another one is invest in some good kitchen equipment. Thrift stores are great for this.
Oh, yes.
So I just recently acquired an Instant Pot, first time ever in my life, and I got it from the thrift store for like $12.
Disclaimer here, if you have more than about 3 kids, this is not going to work for you.
No, Instant Pots are big. Instant Pots are very big. Mine has 10 quarts. Mine holds 10 quarts.
Yours holds 10 quarts?
Yes.
Cool. If you have more than 5 kids...
It doesn't matter. Get 2 of them. They're amazing, and they do things that no other kitchen gadget can do in the amount of time. So my Instant Pot, I can cook rice, I can cook veggies, I can cook soup, I can cook stews, meats, I can even saute things. I can steam.
Sponsorship? Are we sponsored by Instant Pot?
Maybe. Instant Pot, don't hit us up. No, seriously though, Instant Pots are amazing. I can put meat in there from frozen, rock hard solid, pull out of the freezer, and then an hour and a half later, it's cooked completely. Which I'm actually going to use that this afternoon for the tacos. I'm going to throw the chicken in there from frozen.
Oh, we're doing chicken tacos.
Well, we're doing chicken and beef, but I've got
Are we
chicken.
doing tacos or fajitas?
We're doing tacos. Anyway, Instant Pots are good. Crock Pots are good. I have a KitchenAid mixer. I didn't actually buy that. It was a gift when we got married. But ask for things like that. If you're fixing to get married or you have a thing coming up where people are supposed to get you stuff, definitely ask for a KitchenAid. Ninja blenders, those are good.
All of this, if you know your local thrift stores,
yes,
it's another hack. You can get a lot of this stuff. Go make a friend on the staff. Best thing ever, make a friend on the staff and say, hey, I'm looking for one of these. And they'll get them in and they'll cut you a deal right there, and you can set it aside when you get there. It's the best thing ever is to find a good local thrift store, get some friend of yours on the staff, or make a friend.
Yeah. Thrift stores are awesome.
And they have all kinds of things come in because people die or move or get divorced, any kind of tragedy or any kind of moving up, and people just bring all their old trash.
Yeah, one man's trash is another man's treasure. That actually is true with the thrift store. So another one is basically you don't have to plan it out to the last, every last detail, but try to have a general idea of what you're going to plan for meals for the week or however often you go shopping. Sometimes it's a week, sometimes it's every 2 weeks, sometimes it's a month. Try to have a general idea because that will save you a lot of heartache instead of, oh, well, I need to run to the store for this, that, and the other, which is where a lot of extra money gets spent without even being meaning to. I need to run to the store, or I need to go to the store for this, or I forgot this, that, and the other, Try to plan it, and every day in the morning, when I first wake up, what I do is I go into my workout, and then I come back to the kitchen, and I start prepping for the day. Sometimes that's pulling meat out of the freezer, sometimes that's washing and chopping veggies, sometimes it's, putting frozen fruit in a blender to make a smoothie for later. But try to be mindful of your time and how it affects your schedule and also how that will affect your food, because food is a very important part of your nutrition. And if you're not eating properly or you're not, taking time to put love into your food for your family or even for yourself, your nutrition will suffer, and then the rest of your life will suffer because you won't have energy, you won't have gumption, you won't be motivated to do anything, you'll just feel bad all the time. So this all plays into basically every aspect of your life. The most important aspect, I would say, in the home is food, because it all boils down to that one thing. It all boils down to what you eat and how your body will use it to fuel the rest of your day / life.
Yep.
So those are tips for how to
it's very
eat
loose
on a budget.
It's not like bodybuilding meal planning. It's just
no.
knowing generally what you're going to cook, knowing what meats you're going to use. That's the important part, and stocking up on that, and then having assortments of veggies and having flexible recipes.
Oh yeah, and even if you have a small family like us, it's just the two of us and we have a 2-year-old. Buy in bulk. Still, if you have the room for it, and I can try to make room most of the time, buy as much as you can as possible, especially when it comes to meat or grains or even vegetables like produce or whatever.
Because everything can be frozen.
Yeah, freezer is your best friend. So don't be afraid to buy a lot.
If you have the room, invest in a good chest freezer or an upright.
Yeah.
But chest freezers are better.
Well, I like uprights because you can actually see what you put in a chest freezer. Everything just kind of gets buried.
That's my mother's
anyway.
Excavation.
So that was my how-to.
Alrighty.